Can we have a camera inside our prototype using a Figma? The short answer is no, it's not possible. However, we still can fake it, which I'm going to show you in this video how you can do that. And beside that, I'm going to show you a better prototyping tool in which we really have access to the sensors of our devices, such as the camera of our smartphone, and we can really use this camera inside our prototype. So get sure to watch this video until the end. My name is Kia and here is Kimo. Welcome back to my channel. We all know that it's not possible to have access to the device sensors such as camera within the Figma and use it in order to create more realistic prototype. So that means we cannot have a real camera in our prototype using a Figma. However, still we can fake a camera inside the prototype. Instead of using the real sensor of our device, a real camera in a real time, we can capture the video externally and then import the video file inside our design file and then use it to prototype the camera theme. So let's see how we can do that. First thing that I need is a video that I captured with my own device. So I'm gonna pick up my phone and make a short video. Hey everybody, it's Kia here. I have the video right now. I can import it to my design file in the Figma. Now I have the video ready inside my design file. I can work on the final look and feel and user interface design of my camera scene. In my camera scene, I would like to have this video that I have as a background of that frame. And then I would like to also add some user interface element related to my camera, such as the shutter button. First of all, we need to know what is the interaction that we are going to make here in the Figma. So first of all, I would like to have a camera user interface here, which the user can click on the shutter button, and then we will have a flash effect. And then of course the video is going to freeze, which is going to give this feeling that the user has been captured, the scene has been captured, a photo, and then after that the video should start to play again. So this is going to be interaction. Click on the shutter button, then we will have the flash effect, and then we will have one small pause, short pause in the video, and then the video continue to play. Let's see how we can make this interaction inside of Figma. I'm gonna open the Figma. This is the video that we have here. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a frame and position or kind of place this video inside that frame. This is going to be basically the background of the frame that we are going to play at the end as a prototype. So I'm going to pick up the frame tool here, and then from the preset list that we have here, I'm going to pick one of them randomly. This project is just for the educational purpose, so it doesn't matter which kind of dimension I'm going to set for my prototype. I'm going to pick the iPhone 14 Plus. I'm going to rename it to maybe preview 1. And then I'm going to drag and drop this video inside my frame. Let's resize the video that we have to a size that match with the parent frame, which is the preview 1. Okay, now I would like to add my shutter button here into my frame. So I'm going to pick up the shape tool, and then of course I'm going to make one simple circle. To be honest, I don't want to spend so much time to bring more fancier kind of functionalities and features into this prototype. I'm going to just work on the shutter button, and as I said, the interaction is very clear. If you have more time and you want to make more fancy stuff, such as for example the switch button between rear and front camera, of course you can do that as well. The principle is the same. We're just gonna fake this. Now I'm going to just change the color of this circle to pure white. So basically this is the shutter button that I have. But before we go further, I would like to add one other shape to this frame, which is going to be basically the flash effect at the end. I'm going to play with the transparency of the color of this shape in order to create the flash effect. Let's change the color of this shape to pure white, and then I'm going to reduce the transparency to 0. Let's name this shape to flash that we can find it easier. The circle that we had, shutter button, and the video is going to be basically camera. Before we go further, I would like to get sure that the video is going to be played when we start the prototype from the beginning. So I'm going to click and select the camera layer and then go to the prototype panel. Here there is this kind of item that we can check it on, which says that default video playback state is on. So the video is going to play automatically from the beginning. The other item that we need to get sure that is on is the loop. So the video should be played in a loop at the beginning. So these two items are fine. And then I'm going to mute the video because basically the sound is not really important in this case. This is the first state of my interaction. The second state is when the user click on the shutter button. So let's make a copy of this frame. And then in this state, I would like that the flash layer have full transparency, 100% transparency, which is kind of giving us the feeling that the basically the flash is working, the flash effect is working. Now this is the kind of second state, and then I'm going to make another copy, and in this copy I'm going to again reduce the transparency of the flash, let's say layer to 0. But what here will happen is that I would like in this scene that the video stop, so the video should be paused. And the reason is that I would like to give this feeling that the user captured a photo. So I'm gonna pick the camera, I'm gonna select the camera layer one more time and go to the prototype panel, and here in the video section I'm going to turn off the auto play. In this way, when the user kind of click on the button, on the shutter button, and come to this state, the photo would be paused. So it's like that the user captured the photo. Now let's work on the interaction. So I'm going to select the first user interface element that I would like to add the interaction to it, which is this shutter button in the preview number 1, or the frame preview number 1. I'm going to select this one and connect it to preview number 2. The interaction trigger should be on tap when the user tap on this user interface element. Basically interaction type is the navigate to. We want to switch to the frame preview number 2. The animation type, I'm going to set it on smart animation. The duration, I would like to have maybe like a little bit fast animation because I would like to give the flash effect. And then I'm going to set the animation type on quick again to give this quick feeling. So we are good here. And then in the second preview, we would like to just have maybe one delay interaction. So basically after a while, we would like to switch from this layer to the next one without having anything happen. So I'm going to add one after a delay interaction, and I set it on maybe 300 millisecond, or let's say maybe 100 millisecond. After 100 millisecond, and the animation type or duration should be 200, so, or maybe 300 to have more smoother transition. Let's see what will happen right now if we run the preview. So when I click on this one, we will have this kind of flash, and then we will have the pause or the photo basically at the end. But there is two problems here that I see. When I click on this one, you can see that here for a very short period of time the video is still playing. So I'm going to select the preview number 2. The problem is here actually. This camera number, the camera layer in the frame preview number 2 is still automatically playing. So when we switch to this frame, by clicking on the shutter button, the video starts to play, so it's not stopping. So I'm going to turn off this item one more time, and then let's restart the preview. And now when I click on this button, you can see that the photo is there. So this is exactly what we wanted to have. But right now you can see that I'm clicking on this reset prototype. What if we automatically can reset this camera? Then the video should be played automatically again. So to do this, I'm going to select the preview number 3 frame and then connect it to the first frame, the initial state. So after I connect it, I'm going to set the trigger type on after delay, which means after a while, the kind of state should be reset to the first and initial state. Maybe we can even set the animation type to instant, because it doesn't matter. We want to have this instant change of the state. So let's run the preview. You can see we have the camera, video is running. Then I can click on the shutter button. You can see that we captured the photo and then it's run again. So this is one of the easiest way that we can actually fake the camera inside our prototype using the Figma. But the question is that if it is the best way, of course, not actually. In the second part of this video, I'm going to show you another tool, another prototyping tool, which you can use in order to bring a real camera into your prototype. So basically you can have access to the camera of the device that you're running prototype in it. Let's see how that one is going to work. So the tool that I'm talking from the beginning of this video about it is the Protopie. Protopie is very amazing in terms of creating realistic prototypes. And the reason is that because we have a lot of possibilities in order to choose and use as a triggering of the interactions, which means, for example, we can have access to some sensors of our device to tilt some user interface element to kind of trigger some interaction. It's very amazing. But here in this video, I'm going to show you how you can really use the real camera of your device in your prototype. Let's make a new Pie file. Here is the user interface of Protopie. I'm not going to get deep into all these features and functionalities. We're going to directly jump into bringing a camera into this prototype. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to the media section here in the toolbar, and then click on this camera, and then make my camera layer all around this device. We can of course resize this design to a specific size. We can have it smaller than device, more. It's dependent on our design actually. But right now I would like to have a full screen camera scene. To be honest, that's it. Now we have the camera inside our prototype. The only thing that we need to kind of take care of is that we need to get sure that the camera is going to run from the beginning of the prototype. So I'm going to select the camera layer. And here we have this auto start in the properties panel, which is now off. So I'm going to turn it on. Also, you can see that we have access to different cameras in our device, the front and the rear. For now, I'm going to set it on front. And then now we are done. We just need to run the prototype. In order to run the prototype, I'm going to upload this file into cloud by clicking on this one. And then I'm going to click on save. We basically upload this untitled file into the cloud, which I would have access in my smartphone in the application that I have in the phone. So I'm going to run the application here. So this is basically the application of the Protopie in my smartphone. I'm going to select and click on the cloud tab here down there. And you can see that I already see my untitled file that I made in the previous step. I'm going to click on that. And you can see we have already access to our camera. This is a real one. So this means that we can maybe manage to make more complex interaction using the real camera. Let's go further and see how we can actually add the shutter button in the Protopie to our prototype. Let's see. So I'm going to pick up the text tool and make one circle. We did the same thing in the Figma, so we're gonna do the same similar stuff here as well. So I'm going to change the color to white. This is going to be my shutter button. I'm going to rename it to shutter button here. And then after this, again, I would like to have one layer as my flash layer. So I would like to use this layer to make the flash effect. I'm gonna make it again the pure white, the color, and the fill or the transparency, I'm going to make it 0. And then I'm going to also rename it to flash to get sure that I'm not gonna lose it. So now we are good. We have the object and element that we need in order to make the interaction. So what I'm going to do is very simple. I'm going to select the shutter button here. First of all, let's reorder the order of the layers. I want to get sure that the shutter button is on top. And then here I would like to add a new trigger. So I'm going to click on this item here and then select the tab. So we would like to trigger whatever is happening right now by tapping this element. Now I'm going to click on plus to say what exactly is going to happen when the user tap this element. So here, first thing that I have, you can see, is the camera interaction. So I'm going to select the camera interaction. In order to give the feeling that the user captured the photo, I can pause the video or pause the scene that the user is kind of seeing in the camera. So I'm going to say that, okay, we stop the camera at this point. Then what else I would like to happen is that I would like that the opacity of the object flash that we made here get 100%. So I'm going to select that one. Here we need to select the layer, of course. I'm going to say, okay, the flash layer, the opacity need to go to 100. Okay, we are fine here. I just forgot to actually select the camera that we have. Okay, the camera number 1. Yeah, we want to make it, stop it. The good thing about the Protopie is that we have also the timeline of the interaction. So not only we can define the interaction, we can even use this timeline to say, okay, when and how this kind of interaction should happen. So right now, for example, you see that here in the timeline, the camera will pause first, and then the opacity of the flash layer is going to increase to 100%. Maybe we can switch these two and say, okay, first the opacity should increase, and we have the flash effect, and then video should stop. Before we go further, I would like to also reduce the opacity of basically the layer, the flash layer, one more time to 0 to get sure that we see the image behind it. Okay, so I'm going to add one more opacity interaction and then select the flash layer, and here I would like to set it to 0 again. But let's get sure that we set proper kind of timing for this one. So we would like that the video stop here, and very shortly after we would like to see the image. So the opacity should reduce very quickly after basically we increase the opacity first to 100, the video stopped, and then we need to reduce the opacity of the flash layer quickly. So before we go further, I would like to try it one more time and see in the prototype how it looks. So I'm going to click on cloud and get sure that my file is synchronized with the file that I have in the cloud. So now it's ready. I can check the prototype in my device. So I'm going to refresh this page to get sure that we have the latest version of my prototype. Then I'm going to click and open the file. As you can see, we already have this shutter button, which we didn't have before. So the prototype is already updated. Now I'm going to click on this button, and you can see the video stop actually, which is a good sign, but there is no sign of the opacity actually. So that's the thing we need to solve. Let's get back to the... Okay, I realized that I have done one mistake. Let's select the flash layer one more time. And here you can see that I reduced the fill of this kind of element to 0. Let's increase it to 100. And we have opacity actually here, so let's reduce the opacity to 0. I'm going to upload the file one more time in the cloud, synchronize it, and refresh my file inside my device and see how the change worked. Again, refresh it and then click on it. Okay, we have the video. Yes, you see that how it works. So when I click on this button, we have the flash effect. But now we need to solve this problem that whenever I click on this shutter button, the video stop, which is good. But after that, I would like to kind of continue photography. So I would like that the camera start to work again. So let's get back to file and solve this problem as well. You can see here in the timeline that we stopped the camera, but we never started again. So what I need to do is I need to add another camera interaction here, but this time I need to set it on start. And of course, I'm going to set the kind of timing of it right after we kind of reduce the opacity, but not of course right after, sorry, a little bit after that. So we have this break for a while, so this pause for a while. So we see the photo that we captured, and then it continues to work. Before I go and play the prototype in my phone, I would like to mention 2 points. Get sure that the cameras that you are adding here as interaction are connected to the camera that you would like to really impact. For example, here, this interaction should impact the camera number 1, so start the camera number 1. The other thing that I would like to mention is that I kind of made some changes here. I would like to get sure that we have enough pause here to get sure that we have the feeling of capturing a photo. So I kind of increased this pause here. And then the other thing that I did is I just made or bring the kind of the keyframe that we have for the interaction camera number 1, which is stopping the camera a little bit to the 0 or to the earlier stage in our timeline to get sure that when the user click, before everything gets white, before the flash work, we kind of stop the image. Now I'm going to synchronize one more time to get sure that everything is updated. And let's check the final result. Here is the final result. We have the camera and we have our shutter button. When I click on this, we will have our photo. We capture the photo and then the camera is going to run again. So basically, we have a real camera in our prototype, which is very fun and very interesting. I really like the Protopie in terms of the features that we have, which will help us to create more realistic kind of prototypes. Very fun. I like it. Okay, that was it for this video. I hope you learned something new, and if it was so, please don't forget to like this video and share it with the other designer in your community. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done yet. Also, Protopie has more features regarding the camera. I would like to see how you're exploring these features. Get sure to share your exploration with me, the result of your work, how you can create and add more functionalities and fancier features to your camera in your prototype. And at the end, again, don't forget to share your opinion and thought regarding this video and the other videos in my channel in the comment section. Let's learn together and see you in the next video.